All right, I think we're rolling. What's going on, everybody? George Ose back at it again with another video. This time, I'm going to review the Carter 6 album. I was listening to this the other day, got a couple notes on it. Here's right here. And get my banners ready. So, I'm going to comment on each track, and then, give my thoughts at the end, and then some songs I thought stood out. Now, this cute little baby over here, I think that's supposed to be AI Wayne. So we have the intro. All right. You can see me? There we go. So we have the intro. Yeah, I think that's better. And the intro is King Carter. It's quite majestic. They're chanting. It almost gave me vibes of the Killer Season chant in the beginning. I was like, oh, damn, I like this. Then we get some guitars in. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of guitars on this album. But no rapping yet, so. Now, welcome to the Carter. This when it started, I was thinking I was watching like an old school sitcom because it has the soulful sample repeating "Welcome to the Carter." So I'm like, okay. Then Wayne comes on and he's just rapping about drugs and how upset he is. I thought the rapping was good on here. The the beat I felt was also it was good. It was a good beat. Good little intro, nothing too crazy. And bells. Um, this one it almost felt like he was recreating the magic we saw on Carter 3 with the nonstop punches and the rapping. I didn't love the hook, but I think this is some good strip club music. And we have hip hop. I really like the beat on this one. Wayne's rapping is a little bit, you know, all over the place. At one point, you think, is this man horny as hell right now?
That's crazy because
That was great. No,
you've been
that was
Super random. Like he's popping pimples in his brain of some sort. But beat was great. Hook was great. Again, some Spanish guitars on sharps. Wayne gets to his conservative red whites bag and he's questioning, not even questioning, but he's making slick comments about gender identity on here. And has a theme about watching out for those the closest to you. Because they gonna get you first. Family, likeness, and proximity are all your problems are gonna start at. And this song speaks on that. And I like a little message in with my music. Band from NO. Classic samples used on here. Great gun bars. I love me some gun bars. Overall, I really like this one. This is good. He is pushing into the 666 theme. So if you a spiritual type of person, you might be rattled by that. But this is a catchy song. Definitely catchy. And the days. I like the production. I like the hook. I like how pro-American Wayne seems to be. And he seems to be quite grateful. If you've been following his career for a long time, he really shouldn't even be here. So it was quite motivational. And then at the end, they hit you with a great guitar outro. Not mad at it all at all. Okay, Cotton Candy. Another another good, you know, good production on this one. I say. I even like some of the bars about drugs. But the hook was most interesting because it almost sounds like you'll hear it on a country song. And I believe Two Chains is on this as well. And him and Wayne, they have great chemistry. I think they even had an album together. It shows up here. So I think people will like this one. And we have Flex Up. This is tricking music right here. We love tricking over here. But not every woman deserves this sort of treatment. And Wayne kind of outlines how he can tell the difference between women that will put him in danger and the women that's really down for him. And he makes it very challenging for nearly any woman to get close to him. So this is good. Some good messaging as well. Another good song with some good messaging. Island Holiday. Very experimental. Very, very experimental. Oh, this sounds great in the department store. Just shopping. And this song is so experimental that he has to remind you that you are listening to the Carter Six. If you didn't know. But I call this travel companion music. Loki's theme. Uh, this is a silly song, right? Really silly. But this is him. This is him right here. Like this is why you like Wayne. This silliness right here. And then a lot of guitars on here. A lot of guitars. So yeah, guitar theme right here. And then it goes into I play the guitar. And when this began, I didn't know who this song was for. I don't even know why it's on here. But then I started thinking, he did make some travel companion music prior to this. And maybe this is when your travel companion does something so out of line that you gotta send her home early. And now you chilling by yourself with your guitar. And that's the type of vibe I got. Peanuts to an elephant. Okay. They got elephant sounds on here. And Lil Wayne makes a great Nicki Minaj song on it. And I love the gun bars. But that's really all I got for this one. Right. Uh, this is the most traditional hip hop song and hip hop feature on the whole album. And we're over 10 tracks in before we get something that sounds, you know, entirely hip hop from the most classical perspective. And it got like a little West Coast vibe to it as well. And on this song, Wayne gotta let us know that wherever he's at, he got blunts and O's. Next, we got Maria. Excuse me. I think Wyclef is on here. They're telling a little Rags to Riches story. And then Wayne, who talks about, what inspires him. And I'm like, okay, okay. This song here, he does not mention women at all, which is different. And he's experimenting with the production and sounds on here as well. I don't know if everyone would like this one. And then Be Myself. This gave me, first off, the beat on this is really, really, like, 'Really, like, I want to say it's like you ever seen the movie Harlem Nights? Like give me that vibe. And when he's just talk about what's to come, and yeah, the slide beat on here is really it's really I really like this one. And then the messaging, of course, he's so unapologetically himself. Like he doesn't care if you don't like what he's doing, and he's okay with that. He's very, very, very comfortable in his own skin musically. And of course, the gem: a man's money is more important than a hug. I'm telling you, there's a lot of lessons on this album. The Moolah coming in, there is a lot going on this, like a whole lot. Like it's almost overwhelming. It's like a clash of generations and music performances. I think Little Nova's on here. I don't know if he was AI or his actual kid. I have no idea. But Wayne, I feel like he likes sports, and I feel like he really wanted to rhyme, well, make a bar out of poop in the cool. Like, I don't know, but I will say this: even though this song is kind of like a clash of like generations, Lil Wayne still is Lil Wayne on here. He's not attempting to rap like his kid, which we appreciate. Trust me. Alone in the gun, alone in the studio with my gun. Of course, I love guns, so I'm hooked, right? And this is probably one of my favorite songs on here. And I think Kodak Black is on this one. He's like, yo, I don't even need to smoke. Just being around Wayne just gets me high. And I'm like, I believe that. I really do. And I think the last song on here is called Written History. And there's like a Muhammad Ali promo right in the beginning. And what's on the tracks on here? 17, 18? Let me bet that. Because this song here is probably the best for there's 19 songs. So you got to go through 18 songs before you got to this song where he's actually rapping his ass off. Like this is the best rapping on the album for on Written History. So my closing thoughts on this. I gotta say, when he's back at it again with this card album, probably the longest album series in commercial rap that I'm familiar with. And there's times when he's rapping on here and he's like, is he really upset with how things changes? Does he think change is a problem? You don't know. The the hooks and features I think mentioned earlier that there are only like maybe one song on here that has like a traditional hip hop hook. So there was a lot of crossover hooks on here. And I think some people may not like that. I don't know. But the messaging I do like. He seems to have a healthy appreciation on life, whether good or bad. And that's what you get with his punchlines, right? Some are very good, some are very bad. I did feel at times his delivery with the punches was not as sharp as usual. So I think that's why I think he was focusing on the messaging. And it's not like, oh, just be positive. He's like, no. I think there are parts of the album where Wayne is challenging, the people who's listening to cut out distractions and try to learn how to appreciate themselves more. He's there's a mature Wayne on here for sure, and he stunts a little bit by saying like he's gotten himself rich. Now he's trying to get his kids rich. So that's what's up right there. And he gives a lot of good lessons about women. You got to make sure if you know it's real or not. And if you listen to it, he doesn't believe many of them pass these tests, and I think that's a good thing. You got you can't be tricking on all these women. So the ones that pass the test, show that generosity. Yeah, the production on here overall very commercial esque, not anything like a no ceilings type of feel. They put money behind it. There's a lot of cuts from movies or trying to emulate movies. And he loves them guitars, man. There's guitars throughout this whole thing. Like this is like an alt hip hop album, if you're being real. I know that one song I said was like a Nicki Minaj album, but a Nicki Minaj song, but I think this could have been Lil Wayne's attempt at making a Nicki Minaj album. And I only say that because the last Nicki project that dropped sounded like a Lil Wayne mixtape. So I don't know if it's a Young Money thing and they're just, you know, showing like appreciation to each other. I have no idea. But yeah, I gotta say the album starts with some serious subject matter, family, guns, and of course women. But in a Lil Wayne fashion, it's gonna sound like random streams of consciousness. But I think Wayne still enjoys making music, so I don't think he stopped. But I think he's at a point now where he feels like he has nothing to prove to anybody. So some of the standout songs on here. Here we go. We uh, loved the hip hop song. The Days. I want to say Cotton Candy. Yeah, Cotton Candy's on there. Where's my Cotton Candy band at? Here we go. Cotton Candy. I like Loki's theme. I really like being myself. Of course, Alone in the Studio with My Gun. And finally, Written History. These were the standout songs on here. So that is the conclusion of Carter 6 album review. So where do you see this? Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back again shortly.